Top 5 moments in Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Going full spoiler mode, here is your spoiler warning. Retreat if you haven't finished Rebirth yet.
Oh, abort! Tactical retreat!
Well, it was meant to be a top 5, I couldn't do it. There's too much good stuff. So I've got my top 6 and some honourable mentions on top of that. Number 6. Dyne. Dyne was a really powerful moment in the original and it's pivotal to Barrett's story. This is personal for Barrett.
I'm sorry, but I need to do this alone.
They go hard at capturing Dyne's insanity, and you've got to be empathetic and feel bad for Barrett who's trying to save his friend.
Hell, Marlene, set a place for Barrett. Yeah, he's looking fit as a fiddle.
So why is this one number 6? Well, some very small changes. In the original, Dyne realizes what he's become and ends himself, and it's a shocking moment filled with silence. But this time some random Shinra troopers jump in and get the kill. I will say that this time, Dyne seems to try to protect Barrett from the shots, but I think I still prefer how the original did this element. And as a little side note, as this is happening, this time Dio meets us in person and gifts us the buggy. I'm always talking about how I want stuff to be as faithful as possible, but the addition of Dio fighting off Shinra and Rude was something I would have never expected, but I'm so glad I got to witness it. I love it. Number 5. Seto. One of the most iconic scenes in Final Fantasy 7 is Red 13 meeting his petrified father and howling at the moon. You got Seto's theme and Red 13's howl. It's a tragically emotional moment. I loved all the extra banter between Red 13 and Barrett throughout Remake and Rebirth, and I really like that this time around we see Barrett watching this moment from the distance. He's crying and trying to hide it. This comes in at number 5 because this time around, I feel like G. Natak almost interrupts the flow of the story here, when he literally interrupts and guides us away.
Come with me.
That, and I'm still adjusting to Red 13's real voice.
I gotta protect our home like he did.
Number 4. The back end of the Temple of the Ancients. The series of events towards the end of the Temple of the Ancients is pretty awesome. I like the Turks here.
Hey kids, sorry we're late.
It's the first time we ever get to fight Song. Well, excluding the Before Crisis mobile game, which you can't even play anymore, the service has shut down. One addition I really like is how everyone gets a trial and they must reface their worst moments. Demon Wall fight was already pretty cool, it's slowly caving in to crush you and pretty awesome when you realise there's a second Demon Wall right behind you and things suddenly escalate. In both the original and Rebirth, they make a really emotional moment where Katsif sacrifices himself to save everyone and solve the puzzle of the temple. I've got to adjust from saying Katshi to Katsith. I'm sure it's meant to be Katshi, but officially Katsith in-game. While Katsith doesn't stay dead and a new model takes its place, I still kinda feel sad about it and it kinda plays us or makes us drop our guard for what happens with Aerith. Number 3. The finale with Jenova, Lifeclinger and Zack. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth's finale is proving to be quite controversial in the community. In the moment I was at the edge of my seat, really enjoyed the Jenova Lifeclinger boss and Zack's return before it all goes completely off the rails. So this Jenova fight starts with Aerith's theme, as it should, and as the boss fight goes on, Jenova slowly takes over the music in a really creepy, sinister way. It's an over-the-top boss battle. We get to split up into 3 teams, like how we do in the Bizarro Sephiroth fight in the original, and it gets crazy with an anime-style, almost group limit break. I love this boss fight. Straight after this, we've got the moment we've been waiting for since the end of Remake. Zack breaking into Cloud's reality. It was just kinda mind-blowing for me.
Zack?
If Zack returned, what would he even say to Cloud? Last time they met, Cloud was a scrub Shinra trooper.
Follow my lead. Look at you taking charge. No holding back. I like it.
And I love that these two even have their own synergy attack. Quickie, really want to level up my subscriber count because that's going to unlock early review copies of games. My Rebirth review is so late. I'm miles behind all the outlets who get their reviews out before release date. I bet most of them didn't even finish the game. Really would appreciate if you guys can help me unlock early review copies of games. That would make such a huge difference, thank you. Number 2. The cruise ship. Sailing to Costa del Sol, but instead of some cargo or military ship like in the original, it's a holiday cruise ship with an optional Queen's Blood tournament.
Tell me I don't look good.
The Queen's Blood card game is my most favourite Final Fantasy minigame in a very long time, so I was really happy to have a tournament integrated into the story just like Final Fantasy IX. I thought there was no way they could translate Red 13 onto 2 legs and disguised as a Shinra trooper. There was no way they could make that work in modern visuals, and they did it.
2 legs? Nothing to it.
I really like getting storytelling when it's not an entirely dark story from start to finish. You need those goofy, light-hearted moments to contrast with the darker elements, and make those darker moments so much deeper and impactful. And that's what happens here. Jenova Emergent shows itself on the ship, great boss battle, but absolutely incredible boss music for this. We already got an incredible remix of Jenova's theme in Remake, and I didn't think it was possible to outdo that music. But again, they managed to do it. Some real quick honourable mentions. Love the return of the Fort Condor minigame and Polygon cinematics.
What in the hell is going on here?
Vincent's Awakening.
I'm... security.
Love how we now see the Midgar Zolom get impaled on a tree by Sephiroth. It was a bit weird after avoiding it across the swamp. We then found it impaled in the original, as if there was 2 of them. Junon looked incredible. I love how we now need to recruit soldiers for the Junon parade, and they'll follow you around and even wait for you as you go shopping.
Find what you needed, sir!
Hope so, sir!
I keep pointing that out, I love it that much. Gold Saucer was pretty awesome, and it was a heartfelt moment getting to see Biggs, Jesse and Wedge in Aerith's song. Cloud going full Joker mode.
I need it. There.
I really like that you can fight Gilgamesh through optional endgame stuff and earn him as a summon.
This is not my Excalibur! This is what Excalibur!
Will say first time I fought Sephiroth's final form in the ending, I just couldn't enjoy it. I was so shocked, bewildered and confused with what was going on with Aerith. But going through it a second time on hard mode, that Sephiroth fight was pretty epic in terms of gameplay. Number 1. Cloud's Past. I didn't have huge expectations for Cloud retelling his past at Nibelheim. In the original, once you started, you're locked into it for a while, but it sets up my favourite part in all of Final Fantasy VII. Hopefully we see it all play out in Part 3. Actually experiencing Cloud's story and the madness with the modern visuals and voice acting was so awesome. I loved getting to witness Nibelheim in flames and Sephiroth just slaughtering innocent civilians. It was just so much more visceral and brutal than the original, and it really sets up our antagonist. Getting to play Sephiroth was awesome too. Now that I think about it, they put so much work into Sephiroth's combat and animations for just half a chapter. I'd love to see them give us optional battle challenges where we can play as Sephiroth in the future. There is one already, but I want even more. Surely they must be planning something like this for the future after putting so much work into his combat. What's your favourite moment in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Post it in the comments and peace for now.